So let's talk about these 4 types of physical distance. Well, when you are in a public setting, you are supposed to keep at least 12 feet with a stranger or with a person in this public space. And the social space is ranging from 4 feet to 12 feet. That is the space you are supposed to keep with someone you are talking with, to your colleague, to your acquaintances. Well, if this person is really close with you, such as your families, your friends, and you can keep a personal space with this person, and it ranges from 18 inches to 4 feet. But if this person is really close with you, a very intimate relationship, this space you could keep is from 0 to 18 inches. So for exam, you don't need to memorize all these numbers, but I would like you guys to be aware that given a relationship, given a situation or a context, you are supposed to keep a distance with this communication partner. If you are standing too far or too close with this person, this will violate people's expectations and social norms. And you and your communication partner will feel very uncomfortable. Okay, so let's move on to the last nonverbal code, which is the artifact. So sometimes we use materials and articles, objects to communicate. And there are lots of things we could communicate through these artifacts, such as our marital status, our economic status, social status, and culture. Let me give you one example. Let's say if I am kind of drinking with my friends in a bar, and I found a guy in this bar really attractive, so I want to talk with him. So I walked towards him, and but before I was able to open up a conversation with him, this guy, he saw me and he kind of showed his hand with a ring on his ring finger. And he didn't say a single word. But just looking at this ring in his ring finger, I figured out that he is married or he is engaged. And he has no interest in having a relationship with me. So this is an example on how people use objects to communicate. This guy, he didn't say anything, but he can pretty much get his point across by just showing one of his artifacts. Let me give you some more examples how people use this artifact to communicate their marital status. For example, we know Indian culture, people in Indian culture, they don't use rings to communicate their marital status. Instead, they are using something called bindi, which is a colored dodge women would traditionally wear in the center of their foreheads. And the different colors actually signify different marital status. The married women would wear a red mark as a sign of their married status, whereas the unmarried women would wear a white dot on their forehead to show that they are not married. We all have these similar experiences of using objects to communicate our identities, such as if you are a big fan of Harry Potter series, you may possess such a costume or such a wand, and our Webster community would use our t-shirt, shopping bag, water bottle to communicate you are part of this Webster community. And these objects can also communicate people's personalities. One example would be the furnitures and decorations in one's bedroom or in one's office. Let me give you some well-known celebrities examples. Well, the really well-known Oval Office in White House. So we can see that Bill Clinton, this president, he is using this red striped couch in his office. And President Barack Obama, he switched it to a light brown colored couch to show that he's really a low-key person. Whereas for Donald Trump, he's using this really bold and floral decorations and furniture to show what kind of person he is. Okay, that is pretty much these 5 types of nonverbal codes. So here is our online post assignment. I would like you guys to, so first I'm gonna post several very simple messages in the discussion thread for this assignment. Pick one message and come up with at least one nonverbal cue in each of these five categories we've just discussed to express this message, okay? And then pick one of your classmates' response and comment on their response, okay? I hope you guys enjoy this activity or this assignment. And next, I'm going to talk about several principles of nonverbal communication. The first one is that nonverbal communication uses multiple channels. So we've discussed the channels refers to through what way or through what mode you are communicating with another person. Either you are using visuals, audios, or mix, or even touch, or even personal space to communicate. So for nonverbal communication, we can use multiple channels at the same time. So please click the video I prepared below. And this is a scene from the movie New York, I Love You. So when you watch this male character, he is flirting with this female. So try your best to identify the channels these two people use to communicate with each other. Okay, welcome back. So we can see that this is a really funny conversation, but can you channels does this male or female used in this conversation? So apparently they are using this audio, right? They are using their vocal cues to communicate their emotions, to communicate their desire. And second, they also use visual, such as body language, eye contact, and facial expressions. They also use touch, right? This male touches this female for several times. And personal space as well, because this female keeps walking away from this male, whereas this male keeps walking towards or keeping really close distance with this female. So that is the first principle of nonverbal communication. It uses several channels at the same time. Second, nonverbal communication has fewer rules and is more ambiguous compared with verbal communication. Let me give you some examples to illustrate the idea that nonverbal communication is more ambiguous. People may draw different meanings from the same nonverbal cue. For instance, what kind of meaning can you draw from the hand gesture of, put your hand under the chin? What kind of meanings can you get from this hand gesture? Well, depending on the different situations, people may draw different meanings from this same hand gesture. Well, it could mean that I'm thinking, or I'm bored, or I'm flirting with you, or I'm just kind of striking a pose and take a picture here. So these examples illustrate the idea that nonverbal communication sometimes could be really ambiguous, and people may have different interpretations for the same nonverbal cue. The third one is that we often deduce more meanings from nonverbal communication than from their verbal ones. And here is a phenomenon we call it mixed message. That is, sometimes people's verbal and nonverbal behaviors convey contradictory meanings. So let me describe kind of a scenario. Let's say when you meet your friend Mike and you kind of greet him, by saying, "Hey, how are you, Mike?" And Mike responded, "Well, I'm good. I'm doing pretty good." But you can see that he is having a really unhappy face. He is frowning and his lips are downward. So apparently his verbal message and the nonverbal message are contradictory against each other. But which one would you trust right now? Of course, it is people's nonverbal communication, right? Because people would have low control over their nonverbal communication. Okay, and this is an example of this mixed message. And last feature is that nonverbal communication is heavily influenced by culture. While the interpretation or the meaning of a nonverbal code can vary very differently from culture to culture. Let me show you some examples here. So if you are doing such a hand gesture in Japan, what kind of meaning can you draw from it? There are some options. Does it mean I'm scared like a bunny, or I've been hearing things about you, or I'm angry? Well, if you have never been to Japan, probably you have no idea about the meaning of this hand gesture, but the correct answer is number C. I'm angry. And here is the second question. So if you see a woman from France demonstrate this gesture, can you try to guess what does this gesture mean? I'm looking at a very handsome man, or I wish I hadn't said that, or I don't believe you. The correct answer is C. I don't believe you. Okay, so the last one. If you see this gesture performed by a woman from Iran, what this Iranian gesture mean? Well, this thumb hand gesture usually means good job, well done in most cultures, but it could mean very different things in Iran. Let's take a look at these options. Good luck to you. You will always be number one for me, and screw you. Okay. The correct answer is screw you. So we can see that the same hand gesture could mean very different things in different culture. And this demonstrates the idea that this nonverbal communication is heavily influenced by culture. And that is the last principle of nonverbal communication. So that is all I have for this topic, nonverbal communication, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If no questions, please post your answer for this topic's assignment in Canvas discussion. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in next week.